we're back, and this is, as you know, live at the Center for Performing Arts at Rhinebeck. We're in a different room today. We're in the green room. I know it looks like the 14th Street subway station, or it actually looks like we're on the E train. There's nobody here like playing music and panhandling, none of that. But here we are, and we've got two great shows to talk about this month, actually. And there's sort of, actually there are two shows this month, and they feature, interestingly enough and appropriately enough, young people. First show we're promoting is the Me Nobody Knows, which opens on June the 12th and plays to the 21st, 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 3 p.m. Sunday. Tickets are $24, $22 if you order them online, but call us because there are wonderful specials going on for this show. And we'll talk about that show when we have the cast on with us. Emily here is the director of Seussical. She has to go to work, so we have to interview her first. Because, you know, we all have real jobs. This is just fun and fantasy. It's not what pays our rent.
It's not real.
It's not real. This is not real. It's theater. It's all made up stuff. So Emily is directing Seussical the Musical. And that's your favorite Dr. Seuss characters, and you're one of them. Are you a Dr. Seuss character?
I don't know if it's an original Dr. Seuss character or not.
What's the name of your character?
Jojo.
Jojo. This is little Jane Langan, who's wearing her Jojo hair. And what is Jojo? Is Jojo a human being in
No.
the show? What is Jojo?
A who.
A Who. And what? This is not like the rock group, the Who. No, you don't know what that is. But anyway, so who is a Who in this musical, Seussical, the musical? What is a Who?
A who is a tiny person that lives on a speck of dust that Horton finds.
A Who is a tiny person who lives on a speck of dust that Horton finds. And you're Horton, right?
I am Horton.
And this is Dwayne, and Dwayne is playing Horton, the Who. Is that what it is?
Horton the
Horton
elephant.
Horton the elephant. It's Horton Hears a Who.
Horton.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be
Hears
another
a Who.
great name for a band.
See, I read those books too. Moby Dick, Horton Hears a Who, side by side. This show opens on June 26th and plays to July the 12th. And Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. Well, wait, no, we got a special on this one, right? Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m., but the Saturday is only on June 27th. And then we're doing very family-friendly shows, 3 p.m. Saturday on July the 4th and July the 11th. So we're going to invite all of you to bring Grandma, Grandpa, Aunt Edna, Uncle Charlie, and all the cousins, everybody. So this is Dwayne Olson, and he's playing Horton. And this is Joanne Schubert, and she's the musical director. And this is Janie Langan, who's playing Jojo, who is a what? What are you? A who?
A who.
All right. Not the rock group. And this is Emily Depew, and she's the director. And this is Douglas Wolliver. And Douglas, who are you playing?
I am the Cat in the Hat.
We all know the Cat in the Hat, don't we?
That's
It's a thing. In fact, there's you can't. Can you zero in on that? There's the hat that the cat wears, Seussical. Okay, Dr. Seuss, not to be confused with Dr. Spock or Mr. Spock. I know they're similar, but not. So, Emily,
Yes?
why are you doing this play?
Why? Because you asked me.
Because I asked you. Did I ask you or tell you? How did it work?
I believe you asked me.
Did I ask? Okay.
Yes.
So, are you excited?
I'm so excited. It's
Yeah.
a fantastic cast. There are actually a lot of families in the cast, like
Yeah.
brothers and sisters and mothers and daughters. And
Like who? Like, give us an example.
we have Katie Beth and her brother Jacob.
Jacob on Spock's.
Yes. We have Amy and her daughter Kate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gosh, we have so many of
We
them.
have Ethan and
We have the Martins,
Oh,
Ethan and Andrew.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes, there's a lot of that
Is
going.
Thomas John in this play?
No, I wanted him to be though.
Why isn't he in this play? Liz, there's Jane's mom sitting over there. Why isn't Thomas John in this play?
He's overbooked, right?
Yeah.
He's preparing to
He's
play
taking
Richard
Shakespeare
III.
with you instead.
I know, he's preparing to do Richard III. We finished Richard III yesterday in class, and he's all excited to grow a hump and be evil. Why not?
Who wouldn't be?
No way. So you're playing the Cat in the Hat. So
How's it get better than that?
and so what do you have to do other than wear a hat?
Wear lots of other things. I am in many different costumes during the whole. I'm kind of the narrator of the entire play, and I pop into different scenes unannounced and unwelcome most of the time. And I'm
You're
the pool
always
boy. I'm the what else am I?
Doctor,
I'm a
Dr.
doctor.
Dake.
I'm Dr. Dake by the lake. We'll talk about him. Yeah, it's just I'm lots of different people.
Lots of different people.
Yeah.
And Dwayne, so you're
Hey.
Horton,
I am Horton.
and Horton is a...
An elephant.
He's an elephant.
Yes.
And what does he do?
The Horton is Horton's the kind of the kid who always sat alone at the lunch table at school, and I think that's kind of why kids associate with him. He finds the planet Who, which is essentially a dust speck.
And that's where you find her?
Yeah, that's where I find Janie, along with several other Who's in the planet Who, and I save it on said Clover, and try
Is
to.
that why you have that with you?
That's why I have this with me.
Nice.
No, this is actually a fashion statement.
Thank you so much. Dwayne is in the producers. We're taping this actually on May 15th, and Dwayne and I are part of a extravagant team of fellows who produce
As am
play.
I.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. We're an extravagant team of fellows.
Which you should also see.
You must see. Well, by the time will the producers still be running?
I hope so. 4 weekends.
June 7th, so you'll actually be able to see the producers. Please come Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m., Sunday, 3 p.m. And Joanne Schubert, who's part of the team of Joanne and Paul Schubert, are doing the musical direction for producers, but they're also doing this show as well.
Joanne's daughter is
Seussical.
in it.
Oh, which
Maya.
one? Maya's in it.
And
See, it is a
Angelica
family
is
thing.
running crew.
And Angelica is on the crew, so it is families.
Yes.
That's great. How is this music?
Seussical?
Yeah.
I love it. I
You
think
do?
it's charming and sweet, and I think the juxtaposition between the intensity of the producers is quite refreshing.
Yeah, it's interesting to go from something like Les Mis or Assassins or Into the Woods to Seussical is a big change.
Yeah.
So,
it's
what have you
very
had to do to prepare for your role? Any research? You're reading like books on acting and things like that?
Well, are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking. What'd you have to do to prepare?
I'm doing an end of the year project on Dr. Seuss.
You are?
Yes.
Really?
Is this for your studies? Like schoolwork, even though I know you're homeschooled, right?
Yes.
So is this something that your mom is working with you on?
Yes.
Great! And how's that turning out?
Good.
Yeah? What's it about, your research on Dr. Seuss?
Well, I'm reading a Who is Dr. Seuss book, and I'm reading all the Dr. Seuss books mentioned in Seussical.
Wow.
And writing a little paragraph on, like, what the lesson on the book is, and I draw a picture from the book. And
That
Great
sounds
idea.
really great. Really great. You can do like a master's degree or a doctoral dissertation on Dr. Seuss. So you've
Dr.
directed several
Seuss.
other things here. This
Yes.
is your third thing?
I believe, well, third or fourth.
Third or fourth. So you did
Everyman,
Everyman,
The Scarlet Letter,
Scarlet Letter, South Pacific?
South Pacific.
So this is number 4. Yeah?
Yes.
And who's working with you on this?
Risa Patron is our fabulous choreographer. There's a lot of dancing in this.
It's a big dance show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Vera Perry is
Your stage
my
manager.
stage manager.
Right?
Yes.
And Grace Obie's doing your
Grace
costumes.
Obie is doing a fantastic job with costumes.
Yeah, and Paul and Joanne both are
Both.
doing musical direction, right? And so how many people are in this cast? You have a huge cast, I understand.
About 25.
That's big.
It is.
And a lot of them are young
A
people.
lot
It's
of little
mostly
ones.
children.
Mostly children. I know he's you see him, he's starting to go into a thing. He's starting to twitch. So how many things have you done here, Doug? You this is like your maybe
I've
10th thing?
I've done mostly crew here and some on stage. The on stage, I was in chorus line and in Les Mis, and now I'm here. So that's the on stage, but the backstage is too much to count.
There's
Too
lots of kids on stage too.
Yeah,
Kids on
that
stage
too,
thing.
that too.
Yeah, and you too. You're in a lot of kids on
I
stage.
did a little bit of kids on stage.
Yeah.
I was the puppeteer for the Plan and Little Shop of Horrors.
That's right.
I was in South Pacific for Emily's South Pacific. I was in Christmas Carol 2 years running with you.
That's right.
And probably a couple other things that I can't really remember.
You both went to school together, high school?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you graduated or are you graduated?
We are graduating.
You're graduating this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you've done big things at school
Oh,
together. Like what have you done then?
We just finished playing alongside each other in How to Succeed in Business.
How to succeed. Who were you?
I was Finch. And
Finch?
It was Bigley.
And you were Bigger. Who was Bud in that show?
Charlie.
Urban League.
Oh, Charlie was Bud from. That's a great role.
Yeah, it was a treat.
Yeah. What else?
Noises off. too.
And you did Noises
Yes.
Off together.
Yes.
And who were you in Noises Off?
I was Lloyd Dallas, and
And I was Frederick Fellows and Philip Beck.
Which is a show we did here last year.
yep.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Somebody just walked in. I don't know. You can't see him, but there's a voice there. So Joanne, you've done now what, about 111 shows here?
Yeah,
At least.
approximately.
You
Yeah.
started in '94.
No,
Nope.
well, yes. We started in '94, but the theater wasn't here.
We weren't here, but you were at the
Yes.
Morton.
We were at the Morton Library
And then in the tent.
first, then in the tent, then here in '98.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. And Jane, how many shows have you done? Are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. How many shows have you done here?
This is your seventh.
Counting Kids on Stage.
Counting everything you've ever done.
Okay.
Your mom says it's your seventh.
This is your seventh show?
Yes. I think
Seventh show?
Not counting kids on stage.
Not counting Kids on Stage. Well, counting Kids on Stage would be close to 12.
10.
You're in 2 with
11.
me.
10,
Yeah.
11. You were in South Pacific, right? You were in Christmas Carol.
Yes.
You were in The Women.
Yes.
Yeah? What else were you in?
I was Counting Kids on Stage. I was also in After Hours,
Mm-hmm.
and I met someone extreme. I was an extra fairy.
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
The big one or the little one?
Wonderful. The big one.
The big one. Oh, and you
And
were
the
in it.
little one.
And the big show she just did in this past December, It's a Wonderful Life.
I was also in the little one.
You were in the little one, the little Peter Pan,
Yeah,
and the big
Peter.
Peter Pan. Who were you in It's a Wonderful Life?
I was Zuzu.
Zuzu. Every time a bell rings, what happens?
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. So what's coming up for you after this?
College.
Yeah, college. Yeah, I'm going to attend SUNY Oswego for biology education.
Biology. So from the theater to biology.
Yeah.
How interesting is that? What's up for you next?
Oh, I have a small part in Singing in the Rain.
And after that, what's happening? You know?
I don't know.
You don't
Something
know.
exciting.
What's happening for you after this?
Well, after this today, I'm doing the drive-in for my dance recital.
A dance recital? Where are you doing that?
Vibe.
Vibe?
Vibe Studio.
Where's that?
Red Hook,
And
right?
it's in Red Hook,
Oh,
yeah.
cool. So can we come and see you in that? Well, by the time this airs, it'll be over. You'll be done. You'll be you're hanging up your dancing shoes. They'll be all over.
Whatever that means, maybe.
What'd she say?
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. What it means is that we're taping this show now on May 15th, but
Okay.
it won't air until June 1st.
Yeah,
So even though we look like we're in people's living room now,
yes,
we actually were.
yes.
No, never mind. It's much too complex, even for me. What's happening with you next?
After Seussical, Rip Van Winkle.
Rip, which is a new musical, Michael Berkeley doing here for one weekend. And that's playing, we'll promote that next month, but that's July 17th to July 19th. And Dwayne, where are you going to school?
I'm going to SUNY Purchase
To study
to study playwriting and screenwriting.
playwriting and screenwriting.
But before that, I teach the beginning puppetry course here.
Summer Arts
fun.
Camp at
Yes.
the Center for Performing Arts. And if you haven't signed up for that, by the way, call Babette at 876-3080. And it's a great experience. I think there are, God, how many camps this summer? At least 20?
A lot.
9 to 5 for
A lot.
9 weeks. It's a really good
It's
experience.
literally something for everybody.
Something for everyone. Tech, combat, puppetry. You're doing puppetry?
Puppetry,
Makeup, hair, acting for little kids, intermediate kids,
Disney.
older kids. There-
Disney.
Disney
dancing.
dance. I'm doing some lit course. I don't know what I'm teaching. So, if you want to order tickets for Seussical playing June 26th to July 12th, special Saturday shows at 3 p.m. on July the 4th, Independence Day, and July the 11th, you call us 876-3080, Tuesday through Friday between the hours of noon and 5, Saturday 1 to 5, and always online, www.centerforperformingarts.org. We're going to do how many numbers from this show?
2.
2. So we're going to take a short break, and you're going to hear 2 numbers from this show, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk to all the people who are in our next big show, The Me Nobody Knows. All right, so see you in a second.
possible. Anything's possible.
This might be a river now, mightn't it be? Connecting McGalligan's pool with the sea. Then maybe some fish might be swimming towards me. The sea is so full of a number of fish. If a fellow was patient, he might get his wish. And that's why I think that I'm not such a fool when I sit here and fish in McGalligan's pool. It's possible.
It's possible.
Anything's possible. It's possible.
It's possible. Possible.
It's possible.
Anything.
Anything.
I've been guarding this clover for over a week, getting laughed at for thinking a dust speck can speak. Well, let them all laugh. I'll try not to mind, for I have found something that they'll never find. There are secrets on a leaf, in the water, in the air, hidden planets, tiny worlds, all invisible. Not a person seems to know, nor a person seems to care. There is no one who'll believe a thing I say. But I'm fairly certain, at one time or other, great thinkers all feel this way. I'm alone in the universe, so alone in the universe. I found magic, but they won't see it. They all call me a lunatic. Okay, call me a lunatic. If I stand on my own, so be it. 'Cause I have wings, yes, I can fly around the moon and far beyond the sky. And one day soon, I know there you'll be. One small voice in the universe, one true friend in the universe, who believes in me. Yes, I have wings. Yes, I can fly around the moon and far beyond the sky. And one day soon, I know there you'll be. One small voice in the universe, one true friend in the universe, who believes in me.
And we are back, and thank you so much to Joanne Schubert, who was on keyboard, and to Dwayne, and to Jane, and to Douglas, and that was Seussical, which opens on June 26th, plays to July the 12th. You can always call us, 845-876-3080, Tuesday through Saturday, noon to 5, Sunday, 1 to 5, always online, centerforperformingarts.org. In the front part of June, June 12 to June 21, a show that Lisa and I, who's the director, we've talked about for a very long time, and it finally came to pass. The Me Nobody Knows. And when I was in New York, and when you were in New York a little after I was.
A lot after, but yeah.
A lot after. Thank you so much. Like I'm that much older. This is Lisa Lands, by the way. You've seen her a zillion times on this show. So I was in New York like in late '69 doing the whole off thing and, you know, through the '80s. But this was a huge show, The Me Nobody Knows, in the late '60s. And it opened on Broadway in 1970?
70 through 71.
70 through 71. Won an Obie Award?
It won the Obie and the Drama
Drama
Desk
Desk?
when it was off Broadway, and it was
Right.
nominated for
6
six
Tonys?
Tonys
Six
when it was
Tonys.
on Broadway.
So now, this is very interesting. This is one of the first rock musicals of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the second or the third.
Well,
Hair would
others
be
were,
first, right?
maybe like a minute before. You might be right. 69.
Hair was what, was 67, 68?
Yeah.
And then this?
Then this. Then they brought Tommy and Jesus
Tommy and then
Christ
Godspell and Jesus Christ. Yeah, right, all those things. So this is inspired by the writings of inner city students. And I'm going to read the blurb that we wrote. This poetically explores the hopes, dreams, struggles, and fears of young people. A glorious, heartfelt score. Jazz, rap, rock, classic, Broadway. Directed by Lisa Lenz. Musical direction by Elaine Miller. Say hello, Elaine.
Hello.
Hello, Elaine. And will you introduce these people for me? These are the two young ladies in your cast, because I'm not going to remember them. Eleni.
Yeah, you got
Eleni.
it.
E-L-E-N-I.
Lenny Reyes and Sierra Casano.
Who, you've been in shows here.
I have.
This is your first show here?
I did one. I did a little night music.
Who were you in Night Music? Was
I
that our
was,
production?
I was a lead. Yeah.
No, it was RTS.
Oh, Rhinebeck Theater Society. You were a Levis leader?
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that? Was that fun?
Yeah. It was
And how many shows have you done here?
I think this is my 6th or 7th.
6 or 7? So what other things were you in?
I've been in many of Lisa's Kids on Stage productions, most recently as Adelaide and Guys and Dolls.
Mm-hmm. And you were great in that.
Thank
You were
you.
really good. Person developed a cold. That was a great number. Excellent number. Have you done any of the main stage shows?
I was in a little night music with Eleni.
Were you a Levis leader as well?
No, I was Frederica on film.
Frederica, that was the role that Emily played.
Yeah.
A long time ago. Did you like doing that?
I had so much fun doing
Yeah?
that.
I taught a class this morning on Sondheim, and I was telling everybody how wonderful Sondheim is, because he's not particularly plot-driven, but he's certainly character-driven.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's, very full, and everything they speak and say. So, any challenges for this show? Anything that you're encountering that's not in your normal day-to-day life?
The whole show.
The whole show.
I mean, it's something that we don't know firsthand. I mean,
Right.
we don't live in the inner city. We
Nope.
don't know what it is to see drug addicts,
Nope.
see, childhood pregnancy, extreme poverty, siblings dying, everything the show covers pretty.
Right.
We're very, we're country bumpkins.
Well, not really. I mean, this was a very, very serious show, and it certainly
Yeah.
came out of a lot of the angst of the theater movement back in the late 60s and 70s, when people in New York were getting tired of doing, big smash stuff, and they wanted to do some real things, nitty-gritty things.
Mm-hmm.
And this was one of the first.
Well, every single bit of dialogue was collected over the course of a number of years. I don't know exactly how many, by a man named Stephen Joseph, who was a teacher in the Bronx, and he collected the writings of various age students. It seems to me over the course of probably about a decade, and every single bit of dialogue is exactly as was written by various children, students it is. The lyrics are inspired by ideas via the children, but the lyricist actually wrote them. It's not written by the kids. It's just
Well, it's very much the way they developed Chorus Line, where they sat down and chatted with a bunch of people and got their experiences and got the germ of what was going on, and then they just, polished it a little bit. So this is sort of the same thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
except for the fact that I don't know if there was any polishing, really, or
For this?
No, and I think I'm sure they were contacted, but since the characters, although each and every one of them existed, they're not named
Right.
as to the actual character or the actual.
So do they have characters? So it's an ensemble show of what, 9 people?
12.
12 people. And but they all have named characters.
Oh, absolutely.
So who are you in the show?
I play Catherine.
Catherine. And what's Catherine's story? Does she have like a line, a storyline?
Yes, she does. She's a very interesting character. She's a high school student around my age, a junior in high school. She's going through a whole lot in her life. She lives in a rather unsafe area of the inner city. Her apartment's not so great. Her parents are gone. She doesn't see her family very often. Her boyfriend is in jail currently and left her alone with their child.
She has a child.
She does.
And how old is she?
She is 17.
17. And she's alone in this apartment?
As far as I know, yes.
Wow. And how does she survive?
She pushes through every day one at a time. She faces her battles, which I think is a really inspiring thing.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to go through all of this and still like make
Mhm.
it through every day.
Mm-hmm. And even though you say, you know, like it's not a rural story or a country story. I mean, it is. It's just we don't talk about it.
Exactly, yeah.
So who are you? What's your backstory? What's your name and what's your backstory?
I'm Nell, and Nell is sort of more of an observer to everything. I mean, I definitely have, you know, I say things, but I sort of observe what everybody else is doing. I observe my neighborhood. I see what's going on, but I want to get out. You know, that's what Nell wants to do.
And are you of the same age, similar age?
Yeah, we're all. I think we're.
I
might
think
be a
you're
little bit
probably
older.
19
Older?
in this, and she's 17 in
And
this.
how are you related to each other? Friends, or do you ever meet?
We do.
Yes, everybody lives in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they all know one another, but there are times that they're engaging with one another, and there are times that it's really their inner thoughts spoken aloud, like almost like a la soliloquy.
Mhm.
So there's both.
Mm-hmm.
But they all live within a few blocks of
Yeah.
one another.
So the neighborhood is like the
it's the hub.
is the plot.
It's-
It's where you are.
And what's interesting about the show is that it takes place over the course of exactly 24 hours, from 4 a.m.
Almost like a real time play.
real
Almost
time.
a real time.
From 4 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Elaine, how's the music?
Music is a compilation of Burt Bacharach and gospel and blues and 70s pop rock, definitely. And a lot of fun.
Fun to play?
Fun to play.
Yeah.
A lot of fun to put those grooves. And,
Yeah.
yeah. Very different.
And-
You do that so well.
And so how are you, so what's happening with the direction? Where are you going? What's going on? It's a simple play in terms of its look, right?
Oh yeah, it's a one-unit set.
Right.
It's the ghetto. I have a few movable pieces, but no actual scene changes. Couple of sound effects. I want it to be as authentic as possible.
Mhm.
I want to do it the justice it deserves. I want to do these kids the justice that they deserve.
Right.
And I think that even though we may not up here in Dutchess County relate precisely to what they went through, there are some not so pretty things going on behind very pretty doors.
Mhm.
And I think in that regard, we can all relate to what it's like to struggle and to have to keep it a secret. The difference in their cases is that they all know that they're struggling, but even in such, there's a hierarchy. Who is the poorest? Who is the one who actually has the most potential for actually getting out?
And for those of you who think that everything is sweet and light here at the center, that all we do is fluff, and it's all singing, all dancing all the time, well, this is singing, and there is some
Oh, I've
choreography,
choreographed a
and
lot,
you're
yeah.
choreographing it.
Mhm.
But this is, you know,
It's
a
both.
serious piece of work. I mean, it's not,
The way it's written, which I
Yeah.
love so much, is that it goes from something incredibly deep to this unbelievably hopeful, lighthearted,
Yeah.
Broadway-ish kind of a number. And I think that's the power in it. It takes you on a roller coaster ride, and it's done so beautifully in that way, because you're like, and then all of a sudden you're on to something completely different.
and you have 12 young people in the cast, and they're all between the ages of what and what, like 15
So I guess
and 20?
the youngest, Mikey, well, how old is Mikey, 11?
He's 11, yeah.
So,
And I'm the oldest.
Yep, and Bridget's
25.
11
You're
or
the
12. And then you're the oldest. Were
You referring to yourself there?
Always! Which made sense to me because I think that probably, just like anywhere, but particularly in the ghetto, I would imagine that some kids take longer than the requisite 4 years to graduate
Right.
high school.
Right.
It would not surprise me if some people were on the 7-year plan.
Mhm.
So I was able to justify in my mind to have
And
a couple of older.
this is
older people.
in the works for a revival. This is it's
For the
never
first
been-
time
it's
since
never since 1970.
it's unheard of.
Yeah.
It had basically been unheard
And
of.
Ty Diggs is
Tay Diggs,
Tay Diggs is trying
is
to do this.
doing a table read soon in
Yeah.
the hopes of.
And we hope it happens because
having
it's a show that again, when I was in New York, it was
It
a
was the
big
show.
deal. It was the show.
It was the
really
show that
was
made
the
me
show.
want to act. It was the show that made me realize what was possible on stage.
All right, so this is opening on June 12 and it plays to June 21. And it's 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 3 p.m. on Sunday. Please call us 845-876-3080 Tuesday through Friday, noon to 5, Saturday 1 to 5. Always online, centerforperformingarts.org.
And some
And
great deals.
oh well, yes. And when you do phone up, we have some wonderful packages. I think one of them is 2 adults bring a child, any child, and they pay I think $30 or something like that. I forget what the exact price is, and the child comes with them. 2 seniors get a break. 2 seniors can bring a child. Students with ID get a break. So it's going to come down to about a $15 ticket for everybody, which is really kind of interesting. All right, so we're going to go away for 1 second, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to hear some numbers from the show. So see you in a bit.
Sounds to me like there's sounds floating free. Sounds you cannot see, like a message someone's tapping out on TNT. Tapping, clapping, rapping, the sound of fingers
everything is so unreal. Lord, this life is a hard thing to get to. Saw my shadow on the wall. Saw my love nowhere at all. Saw my life as a hard thing to get through. When you're born, they carry you. When you're gone, they bury you. In between, you're on your own. Hard to stand there all alone. Someone's dying down the hall. Dying cries, they tell it all. Lord, this life is a hard thing to live, and harder still to
When you're born, they carry you. When you're gone, they bury you. In between, you're on your own. Hard to stand there all alone. Lord, this hill is hard to climb. Gonna climb it one more time. Lord, this life is a hard thing to live, and harder still to
And thank you so much, Eleni, Sierra, Elaine, Lisa Lynn, sitting back there. Me Nobody Knows plays June 12th through June 21 here at the Center, 8 p.m. Friday, Saturday, 3 p.m. on Sunday. Don't forget Seussical, June 26th to July 12th. Call us 845-876-3080. Tuesday through Friday, noon to 5. Saturday, 1 to 5. Always online, centerforperformingarts.org. Thanks, and we'll see you next month.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing, everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are